Have you ever been asked, "What are your goals?" and suddenly didn't know what to say in English? Maybe it happened during a job interview, at school, at work, or even in a casual conversation with a friend. You knew the answer in your own language, but finding the right English words wasn't easy. If that sounds familiar, don't worry. You're in the right place. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sarah, and in today's lesson, we're going to learn how to talk about our goals in English. This is one of the most useful conversation topics because people often ask questions like, "What are your goals? What do you want to do in the future? What do you want to achieve?" These are common questions in job interviews, at work, at school, and even in everyday conversations. Many English learners already know what they want to say, but they don't know how to express it naturally in English. As a result, they feel nervous, hesitate, or stay silent. But don't worry. By the end of this lesson, you'll know how to talk about your daily goals, your career plans, and your future dreams in simple, natural English. You'll also feel much more confident speaking in real-life conversations. So, stay with me until the end, because each part of this lesson will help you speak English more confidently. Now, before we start speaking, let's understand one simple idea. A goal is something you want to achieve in your life. It can be something small, or it can be something big. For example, drinking more water every day, passing an exam, getting a better job, starting a business, traveling to another country. All of these are goals. So remember this. A goal doesn't have to be something big. Even small improvements in your daily life are goals, and every small goal brings you one step closer to a bigger one. When you want to talk about something you're giving your time and attention to, you can also say, "I'm focusing on." For example, "I'm focusing on my studies. I'm focusing on my health. I'm focusing on learning new skills." This shows that your attention is on something important in your life. Before we move forward, let me tell you something important. If you can speak about your daily goals clearly, your confidence in English will increase very fast. Because daily goals are the foundation of all conversations about the future. Now we move to the next step, and this is very important: how to talk about your career goals in English. This is the part where many people feel nervous. Because in real life, you may face questions in a job interview, a meeting, or even a professional conversation. For example, what do you want to do in your career? Where do you see yourself in the next few years? What are your professional goals? Imagine you are in an interview. The interviewer asks, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" You don't need to panic. You can say, "In the long term, I would like to." For example, "In the long term, I would like to become a team leader." "In the long term, I would like to start my own business." "In the long term, I would like to work in an international company." This kind of answer sounds confident and mature. Here is something very important. Always talk about where you are going, not what you are leaving. For example, instead of focusing on what you don't like, focus on what you want to build. This makes your English sound more positive and strong. Now before we move to the next part, let me ask you something. If someone asks you today about your career goal, can you answer it in English? Even a simple answer is a big improvement. In the next part, we will talk about your biggest dreams, useful vocabulary, and a real-life practice conversation. Now we are going to talk about something very powerful: your dreams, your long-term vision, and the things you truly want in life. This is where your English becomes more emotional and more personal. Everyone has dreams. Some people want to travel the world. Some want to build a successful business. Some want to learn new skills, help others, or become fluent in English. But when learners speak in English, they often say very simple sentences like, "I want to go to Paris." That is correct English, but it sounds very basic. Let's make it better. Instead, you can say, "It has always been my dream to visit Paris." See the difference? It sounds deeper and more natural. Another example. Instead of saying, "I want to learn piano," you can say, "I would love to learn how to play the piano." This sounds more emotional and natural. Now you know something very important. Talking about your goals is not about perfect English. It is about clear and simple communication. Start with small goals. Then talk about your career goals. And finally, express your big dreams. Step by step, your confidence will grow. If you enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who is learning English. And now I want to ask you one simple question. What is your biggest goal right now? Write it in the comments. I would love to read it. Keep practicing, keep improving, and never stop learning. See you in the next lesson.